Now with Jon Goodwillie, head coach of the Summer League team, longtime member of this organization, when did you get the word that you would get this opportunity to guide this group?
I guess it was probably a couple of weeks ago. Coach Nurse told me, and it was a busy spring for us, which we really like, and we just kind of rolled right into the next thing, which was Summer League. And once he told me, a couple weeks of prep, getting ready, and getting some ideas together, and talking with my assistant coaches on kind of how we wanted to approach this camp and this tournament, and before we knew it, we were here in Vegas and ready to roll.
A couple of my guys said you're the next Eric Spoelstra. I want to get a read from you, moving from video coordinator to head coaching. What's that transition like? How do you describe, your philosophy and vision for coaching a team?
Right. I think it's always a great opportunity to get more opportunity, more experience in a different role. And our organization's been great about that at Summer League over the years, is giving people opportunities outside their normal roles in the season. So, for me, I think it's about, I've learned a lot from Coach Nurse from my time working with him, and it's about really preaching a couple key defensive philosophies and really putting some trust in your players that they can go out and execute on the floor.
Now, Summer League isn't judged on wins and losses necessarily. So what is your criteria for knowing that this was a win or a positive experience for your group? How have you set that out in your mind?
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of different ways to evaluate what goes on in camp this week, and I think winning is still important. I think building a winning culture is important for an organization, whether it's Summer League, G League, our NBA team, just our regular drills. I want guys on the floor who are competitive and want to win those drills. And then, I think you can look at it in terms of how we see the growth of our, the players that have been in our program for a couple of years. So Chris and Jordan and those guys, and we've kind of given them some things that we want to see them improve and grow upon, both on the floor and off of it, and see how they're able to bring that to this team. And then obviously it's a huge win when you get the opportunity to evaluate so many players that are really knocking on the door of being in the NBA, and seeing where they're at. Seeing where they're at in their development. For a couple guys, we've seen them around for a couple years, and we've kind of started to see them take another step. So we want to see where they're at. And then there's a couple guys that are sort of coming out of college, and we're looking at how they might project going forward.
Your 2 practices in. By your assessment, how's it going?
It's going good. We've had 2 good hard practices. The competition level has been huge. The guys that have come in that I was a little bit less familiar, there's a bunch of them that have made a really good first impression. And then our guys like Malcolm and Chris and Jordan that have been around, they're bringing a real leadership to the team, which is one of the things we've challenged them with. It's good to see DeJuan, our second round pick, on the floor and integrating with his new teammates as well. And after 2 practices, we've got a lot accomplished so far, and we got a little bit more to go in the next couple days before we play.